Gently close your eyes. Do deep breathing. We'll chant Om once together. Synchronize the chanting of Om with your exhalation. Breathe in. Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavaditamastu ma Vitvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Gently open your eyes. Hari Om, and a very good day to all of you. It is so wonderful to talk to you again. There have been a lot of questions, and based on what I asked, whatever I answered last week, there have been more questions also. It is good because that means you are doing this process of thinking and reflection. In the Bhagavad Gita, he says one of the qualities of a good student, a sadhak, is pariprashnena. Three things actually he gives. Pariprashnena means the literal meaning is asking questions, but actually it means a deep seeking. And then of course there are the other two where he says you pranipatena, you do pranipatena, means complete surrender to the master, and sevayaha means seva. So these three qualities have been given, out of which the quality of participating and asking clarifications wherever is required is a very, very important thing. If you see our entire scriptures, whether you take the Bhagavad Gita or whether you take the Upanishads, all of them are in the form of question and answers only. The student seeks and then the Guru gives. That is the best form of education. Now, there is one small thing which I want to mentioned here, that is when it is said pariprashnena, it doesn't mean merely asking questions for just to intellectualize the concepts. So there are three ways by which you can ask these questions. One is you ask questions to casually know, okay, what is the difference between destiny, prarabdha, and purushartha, self-effort. It is just a theoretical question you may ask. That is of no use. Or some people ask questions in order, but actually there is another motive. I've noticed that they want to exhibit what they know, their knowledge. But they just put it in the garb of a question. That is also of no use. So what does he mean by prashna? Prashna means that deep question which you get from within, which is going to help you evolve spiritually. That sincerity is very, very important. So if you have mere intellectual questions, yes, that is okay. But you should also develop this attitude of doing sadhana with it. Any question which helps you to do sadhana more and which helps you to evolve spiritually, now you will find that the Guru will encourage more and he will take it in depth. But if a question is superficial, then he is not going to give so much of value to that, because you yourself are not giving that much value. So ask questions, it's a very wonderful thing, because the more you ask, it gives me the context to give out this wisdom. But ensure that it is a genuine question, it's coming from deep within. Just anything which comes in your mind in a casual way, immediately don't ask as a question. That will neither help you nor will it help others. Okay, so now we'll go to the questions. Since there are many questions here, I'll just take them one by one and let's see how many we can take up today. And then by the end of today's session, we'll have a small meditation. Last week, many people had put in request. They said, sir, our session is not complete without meditation. That's Sankirtan. And Sankirtan, it's a little difficult to do now because we require the group. But meditation, yes, we will do a small meditation today. And I will invoke the healing energy also. The reason why I didn't do meditation last Sunday, was because I had already given those 10 days of very, very powerful healing and meditation. And you need to first digest that. See, this is a play of energy, So we need to be a little careful. If too much of Shakti, if I awaken, you should also be able to take it, So I have given a lot, and those of you who want more, you can always repeat that. Those are quite powerful sessions, healing sessions, And by the end of today's session, there are some announcements also to be made regarding our future programs that we'll see in the end. So the first question is from Ravindranji from New York. So pranams Yogishri. If this is a golden period as it was suggested, why should a pandemic that affects so many happen, Yogishri? Thanks. Now, I think what you're referring to is the statement which I had made earlier, that this period is a golden period, that is from 2012 to 2028. This is what the great Siddhas are saying. And it is like a Satya Yuga in Kali Yuga. It is like a golden period. So the very consciousness of the universe, Mother Earth, everything is increasing. So the question is, if it is a golden period, then why should a pandemic affect so many? Why should this happen at all? See, first of all, when I said it is a golden period, I'm talking about the spiritual evolution, the inner spiritual evolution, not the externalities. In our scriptures, they talk about 4 yugas. You all must be knowing the 4 yugas. The Satya Yuga, the Treta Yuga, the Dwapara Yuga, and the Kali Yuga. Kali Yuga is the age of deterioration, where maximum adharma or unrighteousness is on, like whatever is happening today. So this is something which they have mentioned. Now, when they talk of these yugas, they are talking of the external happening. So, when they talk of these yugas, they are talking of epochs of time. So, when they are talking of these yugas, one is to see this externally, but the other is to see this internally also. Now, the moment they talk of Satya Yuga, where the righteousness was maximum, doesn't mean that there is no negative which is happening. 100% positivity is not possible. The moment we say positive, it is only with respect to negative. So all the Puranic stories, the war between the gods and the demons which were written, that yuga is supposed to be Satya Yuga only, golden period. So then you can ask, why is it that negative people existed at that time? When Rama lived, it was the Treta Yuga. Now, many negative people also existed. A lot of negativity also happened. Similarly, during Krishna's period, Dwapara Yuga. So, what is meant by this golden period is that during this period, if you do sadhana, the effects of that sadhana will become multifold, because the very consciousness of the totality, the very consciousness of the earth is increasing. This is what is mentioned. So don't relate it to literally the physical things. That way, challenges have been there. They've always been there. So during the golden period, things are made very conducive for you to go within. Even during this pandemic times, it is very interesting. One thing has happened. If you notice, everyone, even those people who say, I don't believe in spirituality and all that, even they have been forced to think. They have been forced to reflect. Why are these things happening? What is the purpose of my life? So many questions have started coming. So that way, the period is still conducive for spiritual growth. So as a sadhak, my genuine request to all of you is that do your sadhana regularly. This is something which you will find me repeating every now and then. You have a choice. Either you get fed up with that or you start doing your sadhana. That is the main message which I have. So these are all very conducive times. Just see, it's very interesting, these 4 yugas, the Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapara and Kali Yuga, actually they exist on a daily basis also. This is not only at the macro level. Then when you understand this, it becomes a sadhana for you. Every day when you wake up, the early morning period is Satya Yuga. It's very, very conducive, sattvic time, It is extremely conducive for meditation, for sadhana, for reflection. The very nature is made like that if you think of it. And then as the time passes, the next yuga, and finally the night time is called the Kali Yuga in a day, when you take a day span. So that is why the great yogis always said, early to bed and early to rise. Especially during this lockdown period, one thing you have to be careful about is, just because it is lockdown doesn't mean you have to become let loose and leave off all your schedules and all that. No, formulate a proper schedule, a healthy lifestyle, a lifestyle which will uplift you. It is very important. Similarly, this period is a golden period, means very conducive for sadhana. That this doesn't mean outside this period now sadhana will not work. Things are more conducive, so make use of that. The fact that the Yoga Sankirtan sacred sadhana is being revealed to you, it cannot happen at some other period. That's why I'm saying it is very conducive. Those are all the positive things. The fact that this yogic approach towards spirituality, towards whether it's a Bhagavad Gita, whatever scripture it is, the yogic approach is being revealed. Why? There is a purpose. So that is the answer to this. The more the challenges, the more sadhana you do, these are very conducive for your internal sadhana. It is interesting, there have been so many emails, and some have been questions, some have been people's experiences. There is one experience of a person which I would like to read in this context. This is from Austin. Again, he's in New Jersey. Now, I'm not reading the whole mail. He has actually sent a very long mail. I'm not reading the whole mail, but a few points which are very interesting, because he's practicing whatever I'm giving. So it's very nice. It will inspire everyone. Dear YOGISHRI, first, thank you for the 10 days of meditation. The energy has been very powerful. I cannot express my gratitude enough. Yes, gratitude is very important. The emotion of gratitude actually opens up your heart chakra. It's called Anahata Chakra here. Anahata Chakra, when it is expanded, you can receive more energy. So since the outbreak in New York and Jersey City, I've been able to take this time and focus on developing concepts and ideas as we move forward. So he has had a change of work, and not the nature of work but the organization. So all that he has explained. That part I'm leaving out. So I feel, it feels to me that this year 2020 has been about change, transitions, and death or ending of cycles. I am viewing the virus as the energy of the Divine Mother, removing the ego and bringing us to our simple true state. I don't see this as a negative time. It is a time of great change, and for the first time in many years I am hopeful for the future of humanity. Beautifully expressed, We have an opportunity to rethink our relationships. Death and destruction has the ability to hit the reset button for us. I am hopeful that humanity will reset its thinking on spirituality, its relationship to animals as food. Very, very good point, Our environment and the pollution we dump on her. I am hopeful that we will look at what globalization is good for and what it is not good for. I am hopeful that we'll start to value life, not just the lives of the rich and famous or the few, but the lives of the totality. And then of course he has mentioned many other things. And finally, thank you for teaching. Please stay in my life. Stay well. I will see you soon. Om Namah Shivaya, from your devoted Austin Sanderson. Thank you, Austin. So this is a very beautiful message. So whether we can say this thing which is happening is negative or positive, there are negatives, there are also so many positives. So we as sadhaks should always pick up the positives. And that point which he has mentioned about humanity should rethink its relationship with animals in terms of food. These things are very deep points, because we generally dabble with nature a lot. And then when the negative effects come, we tend to pass on the buck. We try to blame so many other things. Very nice. So the next question is from Krish, California. What is the difference between Sakshi Bhav and Prajna Shakti? Both seem to be related to self-awareness. Yes, this is a subtle question, because in the 10-day program I had spoken about both Sakshi Bhav and Prajna Shakti. Now both are no doubt related to each other, but the emphasis is slightly different. Some subtle differences are there. So Sakshi Bhav means a witnessing attitude. Prajna Shakti means awareness, awakening, when you are fully awake and aware. That is called Prajna Shakti. And Sakshi Bhav means maintaining a witnessing attitude. So you cannot have one without the other. They are like two sides of one coin, So you have to develop this Prajna Shakti, which means become more and more aware. You have to build this awareness in you. Actually, in meditation, we do that only. We build both this Prajna Shakti and the Sakshi Bhav, and we use both these Shaktis to clean ourselves up. So Prajna Shakti is awareness. Now, when the awareness increases in you, there is a chance that you may get involved with the negativity. That's why Prajna Shakti has to be awakened in proportion to a person's purification, person's maturity levels. Many people have told me that when they start doing this Yoga Sankirtan sadhana, they start remembering so many experiences, how they were rude to many people, what are all the negativities which they have, all that is shown to them. What do I mean by all that is shown to them? Their Prajna Shakti or awareness, the inner awareness, when it is awakened, then all the negativities come to surface. You're able to clearly see. But there is a danger there. You may develop a lot of guilt. You may even develop an inferiority complex. You may get involved with the negativities. So at that time, the other aspect of the sadhana is suggested: maintain a sakshi bhav, a witnessing attitude. This has been so beautifully described in that Puranic story where the gods and the demons, they churn the milky ocean, and the churning is the process of sadhana which we do. And the first thing that happened, they churn the ocean, milky ocean, in order to get the amrita. Amrita is nectar. But when they churned, to their horror, they found the first thing that came out was the deadly poison. The Kalakuta, Visha. The poison came out. What is this symbolic of? When you do your sadhana, the Prajna Shakti is awakened. The first step is awakening the Prajna Shakti. When the Prajna Shakti or the awareness is increased, then all your negativities come to the surface. Your own inner negativities. And when the poison came out, the fumes of the poison started spreading, and that was very dangerous to everyone. People started dying, so they didn't know what to do. It was very dangerous. So they went to and prayed to Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva was a great god of tapas, tapas, austerity. So the story is that he only had the strength to take that poison. So he came and drank the poison. And his wife Parvati, she stopped the poison here. She put her hand here, and his whole neck became blue, and that's why he's called Nilakanta. Nilakanta means blue-necked. So when the poison comes out, when the Prajna Shakti is increased and the cleaning up process starts, I say be careful. The next step, Sakshi Bhav. She arrested, Parvati arrested the poison here, which means don't allow it to affect the thinking, the head, or don't allow it to affect the heart, the emotions. Be a witness to it. So these are two facets of the same sadhana only. The principle is same, but the emphasis is different. One is on awareness, the other is on detaching yourself and maintaining a sakshi bhav, a witnessing attitude. So both these are very, very necessary for you to progress spiritually. Actually, if you can practice these two, you will evolve spiritually very fast. So this is the difference between Sakshi Bhav and Prajna Shakti. The next two questions I've already taken last week. So after that, next question is, Pranams Yogishri, is it possible to have Kriya sessions regularly during weekdays? Also, can you please teach us Mantra Shastra online? Simantini Gauri ji has asked from Chennai. The Kriya sessions during weekdays, of course right now it's a lockdown period, we cannot have, but I do have plans. When I say I do have plans, I really don't sit and plan like that. I'm telling it to you all openly. When I do my meditation, when I give healing, when I get the instructions from the higher that this can be revealed, people are ready to receive it, then I go about implementing it. So the Kriyas we'll definitely do. The Hiranyagarbha Yoga, which I had mentioned to you about earlier, which is the original form of yoga. Hiranyagarbha was the Adi Yogi who was a combination of the powers of Shiva, Vishnu, all the Shaktis, and he gave out the science of yoga to humanity. And when I say yoga, I don't mean merely physical yoga. See, today yoga has deteriorated to mean a mere physical exercise. No. In the original yoga system, the Hiranyagarbha Yoga, what we do is we tap the cosmic energy. We use various movements to increase the Pran Shakti, the life force energy within us, and open up our energy centers and tap more cosmic energy into our system. So it's a very powerful system. We'll have it in the future. Let this lockdown period, everything get over and let things settle down, and we will have it. And as far as teaching Mantra Shastra online, see, Mantra Shastra is a very, very deep science. Now, I'm already actually in the process of teaching you without exactly mentioning it. Even the very chanting of Om, when we start every session, I say do the deep breathing and synchronize the chanting of Om with your exhalation. That is an aspect of this great science of Mantra Shastra. So one is the rules of chanting. That you can get to know from any good chanter. There are chanting specialists. They will be able to tell you all the rules and the swaras, that is the ups and downs of the chanting. All that you can learn. But that is only 10% of the Mantra Shastra. The 90% of the Mantra Shastra is the sound vibrations and the invoking of the energy, the Shakti. Now that cannot be taught just like that. It's not a course. So that comes through spiritual development, which is what I'm slowly taking you to. See, what is this Yoga Sankirtan? It is based on tapping that infinite energy only. It's a sacred science of sound vibrations. So as we go along, here and there, I'm teaching. You pick up all that, and in the advanced courses, especially advanced levels of Yoga Sankirtan, that is purely based on the deeper aspects of Mantra Shastra. So when we get there only, we can see that, because this is not like, please teach me mathematics, please teach me physics. You just learn and go. It's not like that. When you actually go to that 90% of the Mantra Shastra, it's like 1,000-volt electricity hitting you. You have to be, careful in learning that. That's why I'm doing it step by step. Even the Yoga Sankirtan CDs, why is each CD taking me a long time? Otherwise, to create an audio material is, I can do it fast. For me to sit and absorb the cosmic vibrations and meditation is easy. But then to translate it and bring it down to the sound vibration level and also put a minimum maximum limit, because if it is given in a raw form, people will not be able to take it. So very, very carefully I put a minimum maximum limit. That's what takes actually a long time. So I would suggest follow all the things which I've been giving, starting from the initial chanting, then even when we chant those verses during the Bhagavad Gita sessions, here and there I do keep giving tips. And then the Yoga Sankirtan sadhana, personal sadhana is a must, because when you do your personal sadhana only, slowly you will start becoming energy sensitive. The more energy sensitive you become, only then the deeper aspects of mantra shastra can be revealed. The rules, very easy, you can get it, and that can be practiced. Like I've got a lot of requests from people whether I can teach Sanskrit, the Sanskrit language. Now that you can go to a Sanskrit master, there are specialists in that and they'll be able to teach you. So I'm not focusing on all that. A yogi's work is something totally different. It is in awakening the Shakti or the energy part. So please be patient, and if you've been following this for quite some time, you would have become more energy sensitive by now, and as we go along you will grow more and more spiritually. And then when you're ready, definitely nature will give you that opportunity to do the higher sadhana with the master. It's an automatic thing. When a person is prepared, he or she gets that opportunity, and at that time you will find that you will be able to absorb the deeper principles of mantra shastra. Okay. The next question is, respected Yogishri, at the outset I would like to thank you profusely for the online sessions. Thank you. It has really helped me during this crisis. My question is, it is always told that we need to accept people as they are. As the CEO of a multinational, when I find my team not working professionally, how can I just accept and keep quiet? So, very practical question. So, these are two things. It's not two things, there are many things which are said in the scriptures, like forgive. Then they say accept people as they are, don't judge others. Now they all can cause confusion if you don't understand the deeper aspects. So when it is said accept people as they are, now what does it mean? First of all, there are two things. One is your mental attitude, what attitude you should have, and the other is what actions or corrective measures you should take in life. These are two different things. One is a sadhana for the mind, the other is about action, physical action. So you should never mix up action with attitude, then you will get into trouble. So when it is said accept people as they are, it is an antidote to your stress, mental stress. In the 10-day series also I mentioned that point about know what you can control and what you can't control, and focus on those things which you can control, and the rest just accept them as they are. Now, why is it suggested? Because when you don't accept people as they are, now their behavior will start affecting your mind. You will lose your peace of mind. The peace of mind and happiness is the greatest wealth which you can acquire. You should never lose it. If you do something and you lose your peace of mind, at least some justification is there. I would say even there it is not justified, but at least something, some logic is there. But some other person behaves in a particular way and I lose my peace of mind because of that. That is totally absurd. You are giving your powers to others. Therefore, the great master said, accept people as they are mentally. Means each one will act according to his or her nature. This is the mental sadhana. Now, when it comes to the action level, wherever correction is required and you have a duty there, of course you should take actions. If you practice the first part, that is accepting the other person as he or she is, that will reduce your stress levels, so you will be able to correct the situation better. So when you mix up this action with attitude, what will happen is I accept everybody as they are and you will become passive in life. No. Lord Krishna, what is he advising Arjuna? If you see the Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna says, I don't want to fight. But Krishna says, no. Here is unrighteousness in front of you, and you as a warrior, you have this duty. So go and fight. Destroy unrighteousness. Resurrect righteousness. That is the strong message of the Bhagavad Gita. So all of us, we have duties in life. As parents, we need to guide children. If you're a teacher, you need to guide your students. If you're a CEO of a multinational, that's what you are. Now you need to guide your team. That is a role which you need to play. Now the question is, how are you going to act? The question of avoiding the action never arises. But now you can lead your team in a stressful way, or you can lead your team in a peaceful way, with peace of mind. So when you lead your team with a lot of peace, mental peace, chances are that you would be able to correct your team and guide them properly. So that is why this acceptance is very useful. It's a very useful management tip. Self-management, self-mastery. And then when you go about playing your role, do whatever is required. You're saying if the team is not working professionally, yes, that prayer, which I'm re-quoting that I'd given during the 10-day program. Oh God, give me the courage to change things which I can change. Give me the strength to accept things which I am unable to change, which I can't change, which are beyond my control. It's a very powerful prayer. So whatever is within your purview, whatever you can change, where you have duties, you should do your duties. Supposing you write a question to me saying that, sir, I want to progress spiritually, but I don't want to do sadhana, then it's my duty to guide you and tell you, no, if you want to evolve spiritually, you should do sadhana. But first thing is, I should accept you as you are. Only then my mind will be calm. Then when I do whatever duty I have to do, the other person will receive it in a better way? So it's a very practical question, and this will help many others also. There is a beautiful story which is there, where a saint was walking, and there was a snake, which is a very vicious snake, poisonous snake, and people were terrified of the snake, people in that village. Nobody used to pass in that area at all because the snake used to bite. So when the saint was walking there, the snake came, and the story is that the saint looked at the snake with a lot of unconditional love, and he said, "Why do you have to kill people? Nature has given you, certain creatures to eat. That is how nature has designed you. Now you can stick to your dharma. No? Why do you want to go and kill humans?" And the story is that the snake realized its mistake. That is, the energy, the unconditional love energy of the master was so powerful that the snake changed. It said, "Okay, from now on, I'll not kill any human being." And what is interesting is, next week again the saint passed by that area, and he heard somebody calling him, "Oh, master," and when he looked, it was the same snake, and that snake was bleeding. It was very deeply injured. And the master asked, "Snake, what happened? Why are you bleeding?" The snake said, "I followed your advice, and this is what it has led me to." So to which the master asked the snake, "What did you follow? You said I should not harm human beings, I should not bite. So I went to the village, and I tried to declare to everybody, I will not bite you. And the result is they took the stones and sticks and everything and hit me. And I am at this stage now, this state. It's all because of you." So then the master said, "My child, I asked you not to bite, but I never said don't hiss. Naturally, your nature has made you with that poison. So if you're going to go before anybody, they will get frightened, and out of fear, to protect themselves, they will try to harm you. So I said don't bite human beings. But if you face any human beings, and especially if they're going to harm you, what prevented you from hissing and frightening them away?" So this story gives a beautiful message: hiss, but not bite. Please take the message in the proper sense. Hiss doesn't mean now you're angry with everyone. That's not the message here. The message here is don't mix up mental attitude with external action. Whatever duties you have to do, please do. A policeman's duty is to catch the robbers. Now he can't say, "I accept the robber as he is. I forgive the robber, so please let go." He cannot say that. That is a mental sadhana. He can arrest the robber with a lot of stress and hatred, or he can arrest the robber with peace of mind, saying, "This is my duty, I have to do that." So in spirituality, many such practices, principles have been given for the mind, to remove the stress of the mind. And many other practices have been given at the action level. So don't confuse these two things. In the Bhagavad Gita, on one hand, it talks of hating nobody. Adveshta sarva bhutanam, he says in the 12th chapter. Means don't hate anybody, Arjuna. And then what is he asking to do at the physical level? Fight and kill, he's saying. Because that was his duty as a warrior, as a soldier. He had the duty to protect righteousness. So in spirituality, if you can learn to separate action and attitude, that will help you a lot. So good question. It's very practical. The next question is, Hari Om Yogishri, I have a question regarding two principles that you explained. On one hand, you said that we should know what is under our control and what isn't. That we should work on the things that we can control. On the other hand, you also said that we control our own destiny. These two principles seem to contradict each other. For example, an employee may be skilled at work, but his boss may not favor him for promotion because he doesn't like to drink with him. Here, the employee has focused on improving his skills, yet his success depends on how his boss sees him. So, how does one control his or her destiny when there are limitations on what he or she can and cannot control? Again, a very practical question. Two principles you are referring to. On one hand, we should focus on what we can control. On the other hand, it has been said in the ancient wisdom that you are the creator of your destiny. He says both look contradictory to each other. Actually, they are not contradictory. They go along, they blend with one another. It is true that you are the creator of your life, you are the creator of your destiny. No superpower or God sitting there is controlling your destiny. Your karmas determine your actions, your thoughts, your emotions determine whatever you face in life. This is on one hand. Now, how do you create your destiny? Many steps are there, out of which one step is by focusing on things which you can control. When you focus on things which you can't control, when you focus all your energies on things which are beyond your purview, what happens is you fritter away your energies. Then you cannot create your destiny as you want. But when you focus your energies on whatever you can control, over a period of time, you can create your destiny exactly according to what you want, what your goals are. So they are not contradictory. In the example which you mentioned about an employee being skilled at work, boss not favoring him for promotion because he doesn't like to drink with him, that is a very limited example. There's a limit which you've set in terms of time. See, when we say you can create your destiny, we are talking of over a period of time, not at one go. And when we say focus on things which you can control, we are talking of at that moment and every moment of your life. So when you take this example, an employee is skilled at work, but mere being skillful at work cannot ensure you success. Now you got this idea that just because you're good at something, now you will get success. Not necessarily. There are so many other factors. One is interpersonal relationships. I was telling you about these 12 sciences which our yogis had given. One of the signs is the science of success. The future, I'll definitely take that also. In that, many principles are there. One principle is being skillful at whatever you do. But there are other principles like being hardworking, being smart, having clarity, the ability to relate with others. Because see, success can never be achieved all by yourself. You require help from others. So your ability to be a team player, that is another important principle. your ability, your interpersonal relationships, your capacity to relate with others, whether it's your boss or whether it's your co-employees, that plays a major role. So when you say that a boss does not, see, you've written a boss may not favor, so you've written may. See, this may not and all are too generalized, vague, and that doesn't happen like that in reality. So boss may not favor him for promotion because he doesn't like to drink with him. I don't think any boss will do that over a long period of time. No boss can afford to do that over a long period of time. Then he will be getting a team which is useless, As far as you are concerned, you are the creator of your destiny. Here, what is, and okay, let's take this example. A boss is a foolish boss who says, unless you drink with me, I'll not give you promotion. And you don't want to do that, which is understandable. Now, what do you do in this situation? First of all, the first question you should ask yourself is, why am I facing this situation at all? See, I told you, what is within your control is your own thoughts and emotions, the energy field which you create within. So, there is something wrong with your energy pattern which has attracted this incident into your life. When you change that, two things will happen. One of the two things. Either your boss will change if he is being unreasonable like this, or you will get a better boss. That boss will be transferred, you will get a better boss, or you will get a better job itself, whatever you deserve. Remember, what you deserve, nobody can take away from you. When you look at it from a very limited perspective in terms of time, yes, I wanted this, but this person came and took it away from me. I did everything, but this boss came and he didn't give me promotion. You can argue like that, but you'll have to think more deeply about life. So when you focus on things which you can control, which is your actions, your behavior, your thoughts, your emotions, your pran shakti, you create a very, very strong positive energy field within you, then you will find that whatever blocks are there, the karmic blocks, they'll all start getting dissolved. So here, the reason why the boss may not give you promotion is not because you're focusing on things which you can control. It is because there are karmic blocks which you have created earlier, and that is coming out in life. So do the sadhana and remove those blocks. You will find that your destiny will change. So these two points are not contradictory at all. Actually, they are complementary. The principle of focusing on what you can control is one of the ways by which you create the destiny, create your own destiny. So this is what I meant. See, when you're asking a question, probe deeper. No, don't merely stop at the superficial intellectual level, Probe deeper. It's not enough if you ask, oh, I worked well, but my boss didn't give me promotion. No. Why did you attract that situation? Why did you get such a boss at all? Then that is a deeper question. What kind of energy field I should create so that I can change the circumstances outside? That is within your control. So spirituality, this ancient wisdom, empowers you with the highest wisdom with which you can create your destiny. But the key word there is over a period of time. You cannot become a Buddha overnight. You sow a seed, next day itself you want fruit, means it's not possible. Everything happens in time. Okay? Nice. Then next question, actually two questions are there. I can take both together only. First question is, Hari Om Yogishri, I wish to thank you for all your guidance. Thank you. My question is social media safe or harmful for spiritual progress? Very, very interesting and practical question. And the next question is, Hari Om Yogishri, the 10-day sessions were a real eye-opener for all of us. My question is technological advancement going against nature? As a sadhak, how should I approach this? For example, you have said cell phones emit negative energy. So what should I do now? Both these have been asked by youngsters only. I can feel that. But good practical question. So first of all, whether we talk of social media or technological advancements, all these, are they safe or harmful for spiritual progress? The answer is, it is neither yes nor no. It's neither harmful nor beneficial. It all depends on how you use them. If I give you a knife, if I show you a knife, and if I ask you, is this useful or harmful? What will your answer be? It all depends on how I use it. I can use the knife to harm somebody, then it becomes harmful. Or I can use that knife to cut vegetables, and that becomes useful. A person, a murderer uses the knife to harm somebody. The same knife is used by a surgeon to actually save a life while performing an operation. So is social media good or bad? It all depends on how you use it. See, one thing is there, you cannot avoid technological advancement or social media and all that, beyond a point, because I can see that the very lifestyle has changed. The Facebook has come, the Instagram has come, YouTube has come, education is, the tools which they use for education, everything, they're using technology now. So these are all good use of spirituality, of the technological advancement, if you think of it. So my suggestion to you would be, use the social media first. One by one we'll see. Social media first. Use social media to create more positivity, to spread positivity around. Don't use social media to spread fear, hatred and all that. There is a tendency which I find everybody has. The moment they get a message, it could be in WhatsApp or it could be in Facebook, whatever it is, without even reading it fully, they just immediately pass it on. They share it with somebody else. No. My request is, read it. And if you find somebody sending you regular negative messages, request that person, don't forward all this to me. The same social media can be used to spread positive things. So take it up as a karma yoga. From this day onwards, every day, why don't you forward one good thing to somebody using the same social media? Then it becomes very, very beneficial for your spiritual progress. If you see the very structure of social media, it's interesting. It has got all the tools for you to convert it into sadhana. How am I saying that? Whether you take Facebook or whether you take YouTube, whatever it is, you have two features. One is liking. You have, that option of liking. And the second is, you have the option of sharing. Liking, 3. Liking, commenting, and then sharing. This is how the social media is structured. Whether YouTube also, you have all these three features. Now dislike is also there. That option, that button is also there. As a sadhak, don't use that. Even if you don't like something, avoid it and go. What is the point in putting your strong dislike there? Because then you're generating that negative emotion, So out of this, pick up those positives. So when you read a positive thing, immediately put a like. So you're expressing. Then put a comment there. It is so wonderful. Thank you for this message. Something. And then the third thing, whatever is positive, what you liked, what helped you, now share it with others. So the tools are there. The same thing you can use to share negative things also. Then it is harmful. Why spiritual progress? It's straight away harmful for society also. And the other question about technological advancement, is it going against nature? Again, it all depends on how we use technology. See, today it's because of internet and cell phones and all that we are having this session itself. So that way, I am very, very thankful to the scientists for having created this technology. You should be very thankful to them. It is very useful. So we should not misuse technology to such an extent where it completely destroys nature. That is what we need to be careful about. So even the cell phone, when I said cell phone emits negative energy, please don't get afraid about cell phones now. You create a very strong energy field within you by doing your kriyas and doing the prana kriyas and all that, and doing your sadhana, so that all these can be warded off. What I meant by negative energy was at the pranic level, at the life force level, yes, those radiations to reduce it depletes one of the pranic energy. So how, see, you asked, so what should I do now? Use the cell phones in the correct way. What do I mean correct way? First thing is, what you should not do with the cell phone, I'll tell you. Please don't keep it under your pillow and sleep. That is not at all good. Actually, what some of the scientists are suggesting is that when you go to sleep in the night, don't have a cell phone on in that room. Put it off in airplane mode or keep your cell phone outside. If you want to keep it for alarm, put it on airplane mode. That's fine. This is what some of the scientists themselves are suggesting. The second thing is, please don't keep your cell phones in your shirt pockets and all that. The heart is here, As I always say, have a heart. Don't do so much of harm to yourself. Similarly, when you're using the cell phone, it has been found out, what the scientists are saying is that when you place your cell phone on the ear and when you speak, I believe 2 minutes of exposure, intense exposure like that to the radiations can cause about a change for 1 hour in the electrical circuit of the brain. So what can you do? They keep it at a distance and talk. So if you can put it on a loudspeaker mode and talk and keep it a little away from you, that is very good. Or nowadays they have come up with other devices where you can keep the cell phone a little far away and plug on your headphones and you can speak. That is much better than keeping your phone directly. But again, use of headphones also too much, it is not good for the ears, So you regulate your usage and use them intelligently. Throughout the day, you're using this finger and for the cell phone, you're constantly scrolling. That is not good. When I teach you the science of mudras in the advanced courses, these points and all are very, very important to create different kinds of pranic flows in your system. So you should not use that constantly for these things. So use, they have these specially made pencils for scrolling and all that. Get hold of that and use them. So when you use technology intelligently, they become very useful to you. So as a yogi, what I would always suggest that to all the sadhaks is that go with the times. Technological advancement is a very good thing. Social media, all these things are wonderful. Go with the times. Upgrade yourself. Don't be outdated. But at the same time, don't misuse them. Ensure that you know your limits. Using technology is good. Misuse of technology is dangerous. Remember this yogic principle, because in the ancient wisdom it is said, using anything is good, but when you misuse something, it causes problems for you. The application with respect to technology and social media is direct here. So that is the answer to these questions. The next question is, if there is any underlying creator in the world, why would that creator create a world with so much cruelty? No name, anonymous, is it? My request is, see, the first thing is when you ask a question, always, start in a nice way. Hari Om. See, why do I start the lecture as Hari Om everyone, a very good day to all of you. When we use such positive words, we create a positive energy pattern within us, and we also pass it on to others. Why do we greet others? In our ancient yogic system, two ways of greeting are there. I'm talking of physically. One is doing Namaste, which has become very famous now in the world thanks to Corona. What yogis have been unable to do, this virus has been able to do. Everybody is doing this. The other method of greeting is holding the heart and just bowing down. That tradition is also there in the yogic. This is just to, the heart represents love energy. So you're giving the unconditional love to others. So always when you interact with others, you should practice this. And when you say Hari Om, or when you say good morning, whatever it is that you're saying, you should say it from your heart, not from your lips. Good morning. It shouldn't be like that. A very good morning to all of you. The moment you say that with a lot of bhav, you're spreading positive energy to the other person, and you're also, before that, you're creating so much of positive energy within you. So my request to anybody who's asking questions is always, first address in a very positive way, and then end in a nice way. Put your name also, because I would also like to know who is asking. So if there's any underlying creator in the world, why would that creator create a world with so much cruelty? Now there is no underlying creator and all that. In the ancient wisdom, there is no concept of a creator creating the world. See, we have to go into a lot of depth when that context comes. I'll explain what is this creation, and actually creation, destruction and maintenance are an inherent part of the world. One cannot exist without the other. The Brahma, how they have personified this, they have portrayed that Shakti, the creative Shakti, as Brahma, the destructive Shakti as Rudra, and the maintenance Shakti as Lord Vishnu. Now, if birth is, if we generally think birth is positive and death is negative. May not be. When you see it from the totality point of view. Supposing nobody had ever died right from time immemorial, only births were happening. What will be the situation now? So this concept of negative, positive is in our interpretation. The world is as it is. Why did the Creator create that way? No human can answer that. You have to ask the Creator only. If there is a Creator. See, as far as sadhaks are concerned, what should we be concerned about? Not why the Creator created it in this way. Right now, this is what is happening. Now, how do I make my life better, and can I be of any service to others? That is within our control. Again, I'm going back to that principle. Focus on things which you can control. This question has been asked with a sincerity. The person has asked with a lot of sincerity, but there is a negative tinge, the way in which you're looking at the world, So it is wrong to say that everything is negative. No, there is positive, there is negative, and God has given the choice also. Nature has given you the choice of action. What do you want to get your mind attached to? It is up to you. So anybody who gives answers as this is why God created cruelty. See, one person, he gives answer as God created negative things so that you can understand positives better. Now, these are all just stories given, to children. So as sadhaks, you should not fall for all that. If you want to know the very purpose of life, that cannot be answered intellectually like that. You will have to do the sadhana and raise your consciousness. Then all these questions you will get an answer, but not intellectually. Experientially you will understand. So my request to the questioner is that start seeing the positive sides of life if you want your life to become better. I know I have not directly answered this question, because if I have to answer the technical aspect of this question, I have to get into the concept of creation. Then there are further higher concepts of what is mithya or maya, the illusions. Now that will take many weeks. Probably as we go along in the future, when the context comes, I will explain all those things. Then you will get the answer. Even though the question is very small, the entire scripture has to be revealed to answer that. You are asking what is the very purpose, Okay. So next question is Hari Om Yogishri. This is not a question. This is an experience which somebody has shared from Chennai. So it's a positive experience. So I just wanted to, many people have shared their experiences. I have chosen a few from them which will inspire others also. Hari Om Yogishri, I want to thank you infinitely for the healing that we have all been receiving for the last 7 days through you. My family and myself have benefited immensely by the sessions. I have been trying to implement all the sadhanas that you have asked us to do every day. Wonderful. One experience that I wanted to share with you is that which happened to my husband during today's meditation. He felt that some energy was strongly pulled out from the middle of his forehead. We felt it was the divine healing energy which pulled out a negative force from his life. My father and mother also do the meditation and listen to your lectures from their respective mobile phones. We are blessed to see you every day for 10 days. We want nothing more from God. Kind regards. Very nice to read your positive experience. Only thing is, that last statement, we want nothing more from God. My request is, don't put such thoughts in your mind. I know you're talking out of inspiration, but one of the key things in sadhana is finding out whatever it is that you want and fulfilling all your ichcha, desires, and raising your consciousness. So to say, I want nothing, that is possible when you have reached the highest. When you become one with the infinite, there is nothing which you will require to become more happy, because you're already infinitely happy. But even then, functionally, even a realized person, functionally, he would require many things. So consciously, he may use the Ichcha Shakti to create. Whether you take the life of Lord Krishna, in the third chapter when we come, he'll be saying that, Arjuna, personally, I want nothing is there in the three worlds which can add to my happiness. Yet I am acting, I am creating, I am doing everything, he says. So be a little careful. If these lectures are inspiring you, they're filling you with so much of divine energy, excellent. But side by side, write down your goals, whatever it is that you want from every aspect of life, and start experiencing and finishing your experiences. That is very, very important aspect of sadhana. You didn't write it in that spirit. I can understand it's more of inspiration, but I'm just cautioning. Then the next question. Namaskaram, YOGISHRI. It is a great blessing that I was guided to listen about our precious ancient wisdom from you. I had watched some of your Bhagavad Gita discourses online. Yes, and that we'll be continuing now again. I was fortunate to watch all the 10 days of the deep meditation you conducted for us recently. Yes, you are indeed very fortunate, because these great truths are being revealed to you, and you sitting at your place, you are able to get all this, means it's so wonderful. So all sessions were very profound and had a great healing impact on me. Deep gratitude to you. I have some spiritual queries which would be helpful if you could provide answers sometime in your online satsangs. Number one, I do sadhana regularly. I've always felt divine guidance in all areas of life. Normal times I could maintain that belief, inner peace and calm. How to maintain inner calm during these challenging times? From my small understanding, I believe we need to transcend from the limitations of body, mind, and abide in the self always, but not able to abide in the self always. Mind comes in between, and I am gripped with limiting tendencies such as fear, anxiety at times. How to remain in the Atma Anubhav state always. Now, if you're able to abide in the self always, then you have reached the highest, So this is a common problem which every sadhak faces. I will answer this in the coming sessions. So it's not a one-time answer like that. There are many, many points which I'll go on giving, and as you keep practicing that, you will get the answer to these questions, okay? To this question. Number two, I'm trying to completely surrender to the divine in all my activities, but some part of me is still not doing it. I understand His grace is the key for complete surrender. What do I need to do from my part to do complete surrender? And the next question is how to dissolve the ego completely and become very simple and humble. Both are one and the same. When you dissolve your ego, the surrender happens. When surrender happens, your ego dissolves. So to the extent your ego is dissolved, to that extent you will be able to surrender. So how do you surrender? It's not there is no methodology of surrendering. See, when we do our sadhana on a daily basis. And when you attend these satsangs, whether it is online or when you get the opportunity to attend it actually in person, the energies are, what energies you will receive will be more. So all this you use. And when you keep on doing these things, slowly, what will happen is you will start feeling the presence of that infinite. And when you start getting attuned to that infinite, the surrender happens automatically. For example, even temporarily, you go to the Himalayas or any spectacle of nature, and you just see that. The moment you see that, the vastness of nature hits you, and you stand aghast. And at that point, you find your ego will not be there. You will automatically surrender. So the sadhana, the satsangs will help you to get to that point. As in the Bhagavad Gita, he says, Ascharyavat. You will get into that feeling of wonderment. It cannot be artificially induced, or there is no methodology to do it. These are all the effects of sadhanas only. And anyway, in the future satsangs, I will give you many tips. I'll keep all this in mind. There are many other questions. Even this person has asked 2 more questions, and then there are many more. So now somebody has asked about the caste system. Now that's going to take a lot of time. So we'll stop today with this. I wanted to do a small meditation also. And the rest of the questions we'll see in the coming weeks. We have planned a separate lecture series for the next few weeks that I'll announce after the meditation. And during those lectures, every week I'll answer 1 or 2 questions, and we'll go like that. Okay. So now we'll do a little bit of meditation, just 5 minutes, and I am going to invoke the healing Shakti. These small things which I'm doing, they will go a long way in building your inner strength, and it will help you especially during this period of lockdown. And a lot of healing will happen to your body, to your mind, and to your soul. Okay. Sit with your spine straight. Gently close your eyes. Do deep breathing. I am Swayam Prakashit, self-illuminating. Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Shri Paramatmane Namaha. Feel the divine vibrations. Feel the divine energy, the supreme infinite healing energy entering you and spreading to all the aspects of your personality. Now go into deep silence. Experience absolute silence. Offer your gratitude to God Supreme. Offer your gratitude to your Guru and all the holy masters. Slowly come back. Let your consciousness come back slowly. Wriggle your fingers and your toes. Rub your palms together to create a warmth. Cup your eyes with your palms. Gently rub your eyes, cheeks, forehead, top of the head, the back of the head and neck. And very slowly open your eyes. Welcome back. Even though it was a short session, it was a very powerful healing session. Within a few minutes, I took you into deep silence. Deep within you, that is what is there. It is this silence. As far as the 10-day course is concerned, that healing course which is available online, whenever you feel like seeing it, whenever you require help, make use of that. How many ever times you want to do them, you can go through that course again and again, but don't overdo it. If you're listening to one session a day, that is more than sufficient, because those meditations are very powerful. A lot of healing energy will be invoked. So one session a day would be ideal for that. The announcement which I have is regarding our future programs. As you know, the government directive is that the lockdown period has been extended till the month end, and we are not sure what's going to happen after that. And even if the lockdown is lifted, they have said it will be done in stages, gradually, which means the permission for gathering, for any kind of gatherings, we don't know when that will happen. So keeping all that in mind, what I thought is we will have a new lecture series from next Sunday onwards. Same time, 7 to 8:30 Indian Standard Time, 7 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. The theme of this series is going to be developing inner strength and taking charge of your life. Because this is the need of the hour. When a crisis is there, when so much of negativity is happening, we should focus on building the inner strength. Because slowly, if you allow these things to enter your system, enter your mind, you will start feeling that you are not in charge of your life, which is not good at all. As sadhaks, as aspiring yogis, you should always be in charge of your life. So that is going to be the theme, how to build this inner strength. I'll be taking select verses from the Bhagavad Gita, from this ancient wisdom, and also giving a lot of practical tips, followed by meditation and healing sessions. Okay, so the volunteers will post messages in Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp groups, wherever, regarding all these details, and you can make note of them and spread it to as many people as possible. See, do that as Karma Yoga. Use the social media, technology to help more people. Even when you're watching this video, oh, I'm watching it, it's very nice, thank you, that's it. No, don't stop with that. I told you, no, that person had asked, there is a like button. So express that positivity. See, whether you express it, whether you put a comment, whether you do this, it's not going to make any difference to me personally. I'm not talking of it from a personal angle. I'm saying as a sadhana, you should learn to express positivity. When something negative is there, we immediately put a comment. I know people, when there is a negative thing, they'll immediately express. But if there is a positive thing, they will hesitate to express. So as sadhaks, as aspiring yogis, if you want to grow spiritually, reverse it. Whatever positive is there, express. Whatever negative is there, release it in sadhana. No need to express it. Okay? So thank you very much. We'll see next week. Thank you.